And we're back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate that. And this is my review of Godfather the game. Godfather the game is an open world action game from 2006, so it's quite old by now. The graphics didn't age very well. Game environments look simple and crude. Cars and NPCs more or less pop up in the world. And the game has a variety of distinctive looking neighborhoods, so that's good. But there isn't a whole lot to do there, so I'll get to that in terms of the gameplay. But most character models look rough and basic as well, and are being reused throughout the game. But the iconic stars from the movie The Godfather are instantly recognizable and have more or less matching voices.
Have you ever wanted for anything? Haven't I always taken good care of you?
So you join the Corleone family as a basic grunt and you rise through the ranks of the mob. That's the idea of this game. And the game follows the usual blueprint of the open world games of that day. And you start with extorting shopkeepers for protection money. You're doing hits on specific enemies, that sort of thing. These are basically the additional jobs you get to do in this game. The story missions roughly follow the events of the first movie, so that's kind of nice. And most of these missions and the side activities involve driving, fighting, and shooting. Now the driving part feels very lame nowadays. All the other cars seem to drive like slugs, while pedestrians blindly cross the street like they have some kind of death wish. So you're bound to hit one or two of them, and then you have the cops on your tail, which is kind of annoying. The fighting system is a bit of a waste in this game. Yes, you can throw all kinds of attacks, you can drag enemies and strangle them, you can slam them against walls and smash their heads against counters, throw them over ledges and out of windows and that sort of thing, but I kind of end up just repeatedly beating the shit out of them because that works best. So the whole thing with the fighting just kind of becomes repetitive after a while. Same goes for the shooting. It feels really archaic nowadays. Back then it was kind of a novelty that you could actually target specific body parts of an enemy, such as a head and legs and arms and that sort of thing, which is a nice touch, but there's no real special effect to that, so again, I just ended up shooting them wherever, it doesn't matter. Then there is also a rudimentary level up system where you can spend some points on some abilities so you can do more damage, you become faster and you have more health, but ultimately you hardly notice any difference, really, so it's kind of a waste. The whole thing becomes kind of stale after a while, since you're doing the same thing over and over again. You're fighting the same looking mobsters over and over again. There isn't much else to keep you interested, especially not in the city, except for the aforementioned extorting of people and beating the shit out of them. And that's basically the only thing you can do. And again, that becomes really old very quick. So the only thing that this game has going for it is it does do a fairly good job in incorporating you into that iconic Godfather story, as if you're part of that story. But other than that, this game, in terms of gameplay, doesn't really do anything interesting that will still keep you engaged in 2018. So again, this game is better left in the past, so unfortunately. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.